My boyfriend is acting insecure just because I slept with another guy at a motel without informing him. I did this because he was being needy. Plus, we're not married anyway, so I'm technically single. What's he crying about? This has to be satire, right? Right? What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh, back with another video on the nicest girls on the internet. In today's episode, we look at a rough breakup, a massive coffee mug, and maybe even an episode of The Twilight Zone. C's 69 and a chemistry problem? No one else? Silence me. Nice. LMAO, I'm too immature for college, y'all. Wow, look at that. How quirky. You laughed at the sex number. Fun fact, nobody in college has done that before. My girlfriend asked me why I still pay rent for my apartment when I spend every night at her place, so now I have to come up with an answer that somehow doesn't include the phrase breakup insurance. Sounds like with that attitude, you should probably break up so she can find a decent, honest guy. You're just using her. Wait, using her for what? Exactly. I mean, it sounds like they spent a lot of time together. Obviously, it's, tough to move in with someone. That's a big commitment to make, even if you do spend a lot of time with them. It's not like he's using her for lodging because, well, he has his own apartment. So again, using for what? Look, I don't know if I did something wrong or whatever it may be, but if you don't want to talk, just tell me. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I've been busy with the kid this morning. I don't want to waste your time just after talking. I don't see that our lives line up. Why? Like, you seemed really sweet, but one of my friends was questioning whether or not your friend actually hit a deer because she said she knows people who've had one of their friends call a guy when they're with someone they don't want to be hanging out with and say they hit a deer. Not saying that you're lying, but like, that's just what I heard and I'm feeling kind of hurt. I don't know. No, I understand, but it did happen. I just don't really see our lives lining up. That's all. I'm being totally honest. Did I do something or say something wrong? Like, I don't get it. We met once for literally less than an hour. Awesome, cool. Why are all guys literal dicks? He seemed nice, but like, okay, dude, wow, this is even worse. It's her screenshot that she's posting. To summarize, these two people went on a date. Guy left early because his friend hit a deer while driving, and the woman he went on a date with is upset. The problem with her saying, if you don't want to talk, just tell me, is that he then told her he didn't want to talk, and yet that clearly wasn't good enough. Sometimes it really doesn't take an hour to know that somebody isn't the one. Sometimes a lot less. And when you're 35 with a newborn, changing diapers and making bottles at 2 a.m., I will be sleeping soundly in my bed while my grown-ass kids make their own food and wipe their own asses. Yeah, because you already did all that shit. Having kids later or earlier in life doesn't change what you have to do to raise them. I don't get the point. You're just saying, I already did this and you're going to have to do this later. Yeah, that's how it works. How others wake up. How I wake up. Ha! Drugs. So obviously this post is ridiculous, but what's most ridiculous, isn't that an obscenely large mug? Or maybe a very, very tiny woman. But that mug is like the size of her head. I mean, that is an enormous amount of whatever she's drinking. Am I wrong? I'm not negative. I don't hate you. I'm actually very positive and probably vibe with you a lot. My sense of humor is just mad sarcastic and satire and cynical. If you've ever seen Chandler from Friends, he's the embodiment of how I flirt. I will insult you, and that's my way of showing affection, because my parents didn't tell me they loved me growing up. Sorry about that. I did not read this post ahead of time and had to take a quick breather. My parents did not tell me that they loved me growing up. Do with this information as you will. Just dry your eyes and stop with the dramatics. Talking about how you attacked me like my comments pay your bills. Child, please. Okay, to be clear, there's a difference between insulting and roasting. Jabbing, teasing, especially at an adult level where it's, mature, maybe a little bit of sophistication in there, and both parties are totally understanding of the situation. That's very different than just insulting someone. To be clear, it's fine to be sarcastic. I know that a lot of people's, your love language, how you flirt is about roasting people. That's also okay as long as the other party's okay with it. But you can't just be a dick and then say you're being sarcastic or say it's satire. You know what? I've been putting up with your bullshit for 2 months and it was a f***ing waste of time. Every time you get in one of your moods, you ignore me. Were you even ready for a relationship? Did you even have the balls to face the reality and tell me with your own fucking mouth we're breaking up? No. You know what my friends called you? Child and a bitch. Are you that scared to talk to me and tell me bye there? The one time you get mad at me, you just dip. That really reflects what kind of person you are. Have fun neglecting all the other girls you meet. Oh, and what else were you insecure about? Your parents? Ha! If you weren't autistic enough to do drugs, maybe your life wouldn't be so miserable now. Maybe if you had a brain and didn't give in to peer pressure and start ruining your body and your mind. You know, that was a red flag. When I found out you did drugs, no person with a healthy attitude towards life would do that. I was upset at first, but now I'm glad we aren't together anymore, because any more of putting up with you would have made my life so much more miserable. Dude, try dating yourself. Try waking up to jokes and a good morning and good night. Try getting a $4 Christmas card and 3 sentences on it. Try getting a dumb bitch who shows up 45 minutes every time and looks tired as fuck, so you feel guilty to talk and drain him. You have an emotional capacity of a turtle. You told me you took a psychotic test because of what you did to your high school ex. Just to add a little bit of context, this guy met a girl during coronavirus and tried to make a long distance relationship work. Apparently, she made a joke asking if she could find a, quote, local boyfriend, and this text was the result of the ensuing argument. Boy, is it a lot to unpack. I really don't want to get into the whole thing because, of course, it's a massive paragraph, but anytime that an argument between people devolves into singling out and kind of exacerbating insecurities, things that are very personal to people, you know, when you're in a relationship, you kind of expose yourself emotionally in ways that you wouldn't normally do so to, you know, an average person, even some of your friends. And to have that person turn around and really use that to attack you, you hate to see that. My hobby is expensive, buying shoes. I scoff at that. That's cute. LOL, facts as you buy makeup and clothes, I buy car parts. We ain't the same. Honestly though, I can't think of another hobby that is so publicly focused on how much everything costs. Like, I know other hobbies like golf that make jokes about things being too expensive or wasting money sometimes, but seriously, why are car mod people just constantly saying on Facebook, ha, oops, spent 10 grand on a broken Volkswagen I bought for 2,000, selling for 900 to try and get some money back? Like, what is the fun? I don't get it. You may have ruined his day, but I ruined a whole lot zodiac sign for him. We are not the same. Oh God, that emoji. Anyhow, I think you drastically overestimate how much the average guy cares about zodiac signs. This may be entirely anecdotal, but still, in my experience, I think you are grossly overestimating. Hey handsome, did you miss me? 'Cause I miss you. Come over. Let's cuddle. Nah, I'm COVID free, don't worry. We don't have to keep our distances. Yeah, COVID's not the reason I don't want to come over. You cheated on me. Remember? Pandemic or not, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pool. Wow, sounds wet. F you, asshole. Get over it. It was 2 years ago. Have fun being alone, loser. I will. Homie, 10-foot pool, you missed a fantastic opportunity to quote the Grinch to your ex-girlfriend. Perfect opportunity to use the phrase 39.5-foot pole squandered. Someone said that it was a shame Illinois women aren't distinctive like Southern or California women. My response is, sweet girls come from the South and Barbies come from California, but Illinois women have fire and ice in their blood. We can handle the snow, beat the heat, be a princess, throw a right hook, drink with the boys, and stay home with the kids. We can cook a wicked meal, and if we have an opinion, you can bet your sweet little ass you'll hear it. Repost if you are an Illinois woman. This Facebook post might as well say, someone said it was a shame that Southeast or Northern Westish Middle American women aren't distinctive like capital S Southern women or California women. My response, Sweet girls come from the South and Barbies come from California, but Southeastern, Northern, Westish, Middle American women have fire and ice in their blood. We live in a temperate climate with multiple seasons that vary in temperature, sometimes get angry but other times don't get angry. We can legally drink alcohol like many other responsible adults, but sometimes we have to take care of our children. We need food to survive and mask our more dickish behaviors behind a guise of honesty. Repost if you fall into any of these totally not generic, wildly applicable categories. I realize that no one's happy in this world. It's like a handful of people authentic left. Otherwise, we're just living in the last episode of The Twilight Zone. Yeah, you're right. No one is happy. I've been single my whole life and no one is interested in marrying me from the US. I either scare them away or I'm being too nice and loyal. Mostly giving them respect freaks them out. Now, while I'm almost certain that the expression living in the last episode of The Twilight Zone just refers to life as being kind of wonky, upside down, or nonsensical, there is a slim chance that it's actually a super specific reference to the last episode of the first incarnation of The Twilight Zone, the 36th episode of Season 5, The Bewitchin' Pool, in which some ways deals with an unhappy marriage and how that unhappiness spills out onto other people. Kind of like how this YouTube commenter did originally say, nobody's really happy in this world. Now, of course, the other irony here is that the nice girl reply predicates her happiness on being with a man, which of course the same Twilight Zone episode also shows isn't exactly a one-stop shop for personal fulfillment. The other possibility is that I'm reading way too much into this because I always love excuses to talk about the Twilight Zone, so take that as you will.